we're actually going to be talking about 10 things I wish I knew before I went to Disney World. Now, if this is your first time ever going to Disney World or your 200 times, there's always something that you can always learn from your Disney trips. Whether it's figuring out that your Fastpass is included with your tickets, because a lot of people don't know that. Whether it's figuring out how to beat the lines to get in to the parks. Or if it's simply how to meet your favorite characters, there's always something that you learn every single time in your trip. And alright guys, so this is the 10 things I wish I knew before I went to Disney World. Let's get started. Number one thing I wish I knew before I went to Disney World is to book character meals. Okay, if you are like me and you love seeing characters either get their autographs in a book or just taking pictures or just having that experience of just meeting a character that you really, really like, even though you're probably a little old to be doing that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Disney has no age limits. That's all I have to say. The reason why I wish I knew this beforehand, because the first time I went to Disney World in about 10 years, because that was like, I want to say 10 or 9 last time I went to Disney World, and then it was another 10 years, and then I went again, and I went with my brother, and he did not want to meet any characters at all. Like, it was beyond frustrating to be like, can we please meet Alice, or can we please meet this person? And he was just like, no, because what ended up happening is I was like convincing him, because it was a short line. I was like, look, there's Aladdin and Jasmine, let's go meet them. He said yes, and we were in the line for about 30 to 40 minutes, because even though it's a small line, they do take their time meeting with with guests. I'm sorry. I was like, I haven't had my coffee today. Anyway. So it was a struggle, and it was really upsetting, and we clashed heads a lot. And the second time around that we went, the following year after, I decided to book a character meal for the Crystal Palace, and my brother loved it, first of all, because he got food, second of all, because we didn't have to wait in any lines whatsoever. The characters come up to you, you have special times with the characters, and it's just a lovely experience. So I got to meet my characters, and my brother didn't have to wait until the line. So it's a win-win. So obviously this is very important as well if you have kids, because obviously meeting characters, there's obviously a long line, you're gonna have to wait a while, kids get impatient in the line, and that's one of the best ways is to keep them entertained is while eating and still meeting your character. So I think it's killing one bird with two stones, killing two birds with one stone. I don't know the phrase, I probably should. But yeah, that's my first thing I knew. I was gonna say tips, but that's the first thing that I wish I knew. So, the second thing I wish I knew was that to book Fastpasses, because those will save you so much time. Like, I can't stress that enough when I say book your Fastpass. If you're staying at a Disney resort, you have 60 days to book your Fastpass. If you're not, you have 30 days. And honestly, I would suggest doing this because you save time, and it's really amazing how much rides you can do in a day with your Fastpasses. And it's amazing to me how many people don't know that your Fastpass is already included in your ticket. I personally didn't know the first time I went. Mind you, it's been 10 years. I was like, what? So a nice old couple told us when we were actually waiting in the monorail, about the hour wait in the monorail to get onto the monorail, they saw my birthday button and they were like, oh, okay, that's so cool, you're celebrating your birthday, I hope you're using your Fastpasses. And I'm like, well, no, we didn't buy Fastpasses. And they're like, no, your Fastpass is including your ticket. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't know that. And they explained how to use it on the Disney Magic app, and they explained that it's 3 passes for the whole day, well, not the whole day, but for the morning that you can use, 3 rides you can choose, and then afterwards it's one ride and one ride. So they were so kind enough to help us out through that, and honestly, I want to thank that lovely old couple for saving us who knows how many hours waiting in line, especially for the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, that 210-minute line. get it down to like probably less than 5 minutes. Amazing. Really, bless you guys for helping us out. But that is something that I definitely wish I knew, because I probably would have planned a little more time, and I probably would have chose my Fastpasses wisely instead of just the first things that I could get my hands on. And because I'm a very organized person, like I like to have things, you know, done, go. Even though that's not how you should do Disney, but that's just how my mind works, and it works well for the family that I travel with, which is my family, obviously, just because we are everywhere at the same time. So I'm like, no, let's just have this list, and then we'll enjoy it, I promise. And if we can't follow the list, that's fine, we can find something else to fit it in, but at least have this list done. That was like a real tangent thing. Sorry. The third thing I wish I knew before I went to Disney is you can bring a bottled water. And the thing I didn't realize about this is that they also give you free water at Disney. I did not know this, and I think I spent like $5 on a bottle of water because I didn't realize that you can bring a bottle of water with you, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm like, this is the most expensive water I've ever had to take. But anyway, yeah. So I didn't realize that until I saw like a couple of other people with their actual like bottled water, and I was like, oh my gosh, you can bring that? Like, what? I didn't think that was possible, because most of the amusement parks where I live, you can't bring a bottle of water. They tell you to empty that thing out, unless it's like the souvenir cups that they have. So I was like, okay, that's really interesting to know. And it's also really nice to know that you, instead of paying like $5 for water that day when I didn't have my water bottle, I could have honestly gotten free water. And they give you a good size portion. It's usually in a small cup. Some places they do give you the regular size cup, and in some places they do give you that good ice. And if anyone eats ice, they know which kind of ice I'm talking about. It's like the one where it's not so crunchy. Love it. Once again, very tangent, but that's just how my mind works. So yeah, that's something I really wish I knew, that you could literally bring a bottle of water, or you can get free water at Disney, so you don't have to spend your $5 on water. I'm still kind of upset about that $5 if you guys haven't noticed. Fourth thing I wish I knew was to go to rope drop. Honestly, this will save you time. If you're going to rope drop, please plan accordingly. Probably plan an extra hour or so, just because of transportation, parking, and everything else that comes along with entering the Disney World Resort, I guess. That's what you really, I don't even know what to call it. It's literally just says welcome to Disney, that's it. But yeah, just plan accordingly for that. Honestly, if you go to rope drop, you can honestly save so much time for rides in general, because no one's there in rope drop, and you can honestly probably ride your favorite rides back to back a couple times without even getting off. So if you don't want to use your Fastpasses, I would definitely suggest going to rope drop. And I really wish I did this the first time around, because I probably would have rode Space Mountain maybe twice, or the Mine Train twice, because I was only able to ride those two rides once, and I really did love it. Also, I think another ride that I would love to ride probably twice, especially because that day the lines were just super long in general for everything, was Pirates of the Caribbean, because it's truly one of my favorite rides. And I feel like if we would have done rope drop, I probably could have rode those rides a couple more times, or at least ride it one more time, if anything. So yeah, I would definitely suggest going to rope drop. Fifth thing I wish I knew. Okay, let's be honest, it's Orlando. It will rain. No matter what they say, it will probably rain for 5 minutes. Let's face it. So when you're in the parks, I really wish I could have brought my poncho, or I wish I was smart enough to pack my poncho, or smart enough to pack a small umbrella, because I had to go pay for a poncho. And as soon as I bought the poncho for me, my brother, and my cousin, we came out of the store and it stopped raining, and it didn't rain for the rest of the day. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I think I spent like $25 or so. I mean, that's a nice souvenir, but I'm like, I'm never really gonna need another poncho again. At least that's what I thought. And I was like, yeah, I can bring it next time when I go to Disney World. I'm like, I'm gonna save myself a couple dollars for some ponchos. But I mean, it's Orlando. Plan accordingly, like I said. It's obviously gonna rain throughout the whole day. Either it's the night or in the middle of the day. A lot of the times it's like towards the middle of the day that I was noticing. And a lot of the times it's for 5 to maybe 20 minutes. And those 5 or 20 minutes, if you can't find an indoor ride like Space Mountain or Buzz Lightyear or Monsters Laugh Floor, which is a great place to go, FYI, for if it's raining, Also, People Mover is a great place. But if you can't really go to there, or if you're trying to walk to there, you're obviously going to be drenched, and you're going to try to keep yourself as possible. Try to keep yourself dry as possible. I don't know why it's so hard for me to talk today. But yeah, just bring yourself a small poncho, maybe a small umbrella. You can honestly bring it to the park. Save yourself some money. Let's face it, Disney's expensive. Anywhere where you can save, I suggest saving it. Sixth thing I wish I knew, and this one I've kind of already started talking about it a little bit. Plan for traveling. That is something I didn't do. Like I said, I didn't know that you could take the bus or that you can take boats. I honestly thought the monorail was the only way that you could travel, and because of that, I did lose some time at the parks just because I knew my uncle was going to come and pick us up at a certain amount of time, so I wanted to do as much stuff as possible. Or in general, if you're just there for a day or you're there for a couple of hours and you just want to make the most of it, do plan accordingly for traveling, because it will take you probably an extra 30, maybe 40 minutes depending on what day you go. And if you want to be there for a rope drop, like I said, plan accordingly. Just honestly add an extra 30-40 minutes for traveling in general for any of your itinerary that you have. Or if you want to be at the park at the certain hour, know that you may have to leave a little early. Or if you're staying at the resort, same thing too. I mean, obviously, if you're not staying close to Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom or Epcot, if your resort's far away from it, plan accordingly. Try to figure out what time the buses run. Try to figure out what time it opens. And try to figure out as well, like, what might be the best hour to wake up. So that way you can catch the bus. So that way you can, maybe ride the boat to Epcot. So honestly, I would suggest try to plan that out before you even get to Disney or your resort or Disney World if you're just going there for a day. That is honestly my best advice, to save time, enjoy the most possible. Just enjoy the most possible time that you have really at the parks. The seventh thing I wish I knew was to research more about time rides. For example, I know Animal Kingdom, if you're going right now, obviously getting Fastpasses to Flight of Passage and Navi River Ride is going to be a little hard, because everyone wants to go to that ride. Everyone wants to ride the ride. Everyone doesn't want to wait in line for it. And it's sometimes hard to find Fastpasses. In general, any park, really, it's hard to find some Fastpasses. Like for Epcot, I know for Frozen Ever After ride, it's going to be kind of hard. Or in general, for any Magic Kingdom ride that involves any mountain, really, it's going to be kind of hard to find. So if you can't find the Fastpasses and you can't get the Fastpasses, it would be best to research that ride. So for example, the Navi River ride, it'd be best to realize what time is the peak time for it. What time does it look like? It's usually not that many people. Is it in the morning? Is it at night? What time am I okay with waiting for the ride? I mean, if you have the Disney app, you can definitely check every single day and kind of start realizing the patterns. And with that being said, if you start realizing the patterns, you can know what kind of time you can go towards there and kind of wait a little bit. So maybe in the morning, like for Peter Pan in Magic Kingdom, you go in the morning. Obviously, there's not going to be that much people there, and instead of being a 90-minute ride, it might be 10, it might be 5, it might be 20. Hey, if you do a 20-minute ride, 20-minute wait for a 90-minute ride, it's not too bad. So just try to figure everything out, try to plan, try to figure out to see what's the peak time, what's the time it kind of looks like it kind of starts slowing down a little bit, and that way it can help out if you can't get Fastpasses. The eighth thing I wish I knew before I went to Disney is to budget your time wisely. And while I say this, it's because I didn't realize that for the parades, a lot of people do start lining up about an hour beforehand. Or same for fireworks, especially if it's any special holidays, you might want to get there maybe an hour to maybe an hour 30 early just to get a really good spot for the parade or the fireworks show. The reason why I didn't know this was, like I said, 10-year gap, you don't really research anything. I was basically going blindsided, really. So yeah, just budget your time wisely when it comes to things like that. Figure out if you want to see the parade, if the parade comes at a different time, what time might be best for you, if you want to see the fireworks, if you don't want to see the fireworks. And if you do, try to figure out what's the best spot. What time does it usually slowly start to fill up? What time do you think might be available time for it? Can you not ride for an hour and still be okay with it? Or if you don't want to see the fireworks and you want to ride some rides that you weren't able to in the morning, that's perfectly fine. It's whatever you feel comfortable for, but you might want to budget your time for it. And even if you're not riding anything, just know that there probably will be a big crowd in that section area if you want to go through there, so plan accordingly for that. The 9th thing I wish I knew was that quick service can be better than table service. And a lot of people think that quick service is just burgers, pizzas, fries, whatever the junk food that you can really find. But a lot of the times you can actually find some really good food and really cheap. While table service is really amazing because you get that dining experience, but a lot of quick service, if you're on the dining plan, it can come in handy. And you can get more than just burgers and pizzas. And I mean, let's face it, and burgers and pizzas are amazing, but sometimes you get tired of it, especially if it's your 4th day at the park. So definitely don't dismiss quick services. I think it's really great. I think you could save time for it as well, and I believe you could probably save some money too. And if you got the dining plan, why not use it? So the 10th thing and the last thing I wish I knew before I went to Disney World is you cannot do everything in one trip. You are always going to miss something. So don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like you have to rush through everything. Don't feel like you have to not do one experience so you can make sure you do the other. Like, it's completely fine. I mean, there's so much to do at Disney. There is incredibly so much. You can literally play mini golf at the Disney World resorts. You can go to the pools. You can ride boats. You can rent a boat there. And you can go to the parks. You can watch these shows. I mean, there's so much things to do, so much shows, so much everything, really, that it's sometimes really overwhelming. And you know what? It's completely fine if you're not able to do some stuff. That's why you gotta prioritize. Whether or not, if you want to see that show, if you want to see that parade, if you want to ride that ride, what exactly do you want to make sure you do on that trip? But if you can't do it, it's completely fine. Don't stress too much about that. Just enjoy the time that you're there and enjoy the magical moments. That's honestly what I have to say. So I hope you guys enjoy the 10 things I wish I knew before I went to Disney. I hope it either helps you plan your first trip to Disney, your next trip to Disney, or if you're like me, where you haven't gone to Disney in a while, and you really don't know what to expect. I hope it kind of helps you be a little more prepared. I hope you don't feel too stressed out. I know I had like a whole bunch of things, very tangent moments. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to get better at that. I promise I will try to get better at vlogging in general. So yeah, give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. I promise I'll get better. Bye!